For the last video on Kids Cook, we're going after some ribs. Chef Zac here, and we're going to work our way through some ribs today. Now there's a lot of variety of different ways you can do ribs, smoking them, grilling them. What we're going to do is we're going to braise them, and we're going to finish them in the oven. Now I've got some nice baby back ribs right here, and one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some paper towel, and we're going to blanch some of this excess liquid off. Just kind of pat it dry. Now naturally you're not going to get it real dry, nor do you want to. You just want to get some off so it's easier to work with. But we're going to go for the other side, which this is going to be the heavy working side for what we're about to do for prepping them. Because all in all, not that hard to do them. Just takes a little couple tricks I'm going to show you with this. Now I'm done with this. Go toss it. All right. So we're on our U side. Now, when I mean U, you can kind of tell like this is going, these bones are going up. This is gonna be our heaviest side of prep. And I'm gonna show you two different ways to do this. Now, the stuff that you're looking to get off is this kind of like white pigment gristle in between right here. And you can do it one of two ways. Get an adult. Because this part is not exactly the easiest thing in the world. I switched my knives right quick to make it a little bit easier on me. But the goal, cut your incision and gently, and use your the bone as kind of a guiding agent as you're shaving. Once you get a good part to hold on to, carefully kind of ride it up. Voila. Gotta continue down. And this doesn't have to be picture perfect. If you have like some of it still on, it's not the end of the world. You just want to try to get the bulk of it off, or else it's just gonna sit there and get stuck in your teeth. All right, you see, a lot more clean. Now if you have some still on the bone part, that's fine. You're not getting that meat there. It's crucial to kind of just have it in between. So we're gonna move on to the next step, and I do something that not a lot of people really do with this, but especially with the concept that I'm making this for me and a friend of mine, Alex behind the camera, I'm gonna cut these in half. I'm gonna kind of walk you through the process of why I do this. Step one, it's easier to fit in a couple of pans. So we got that in there. Now the next step is extremely important. So the pork's in there, I'm gonna wash my hands. We're ready to rock with our ribs. Now we're gonna do a braise on these, kind of like if you recall the pulled pork, it's gonna be a very similar braise to that. We're gonna really kick off with one can of diced tomatoes over the whole thing. And we're actually gonna use this can as a measuring cup. Because one, it's about 16 ounces, and two, it's gonna be equal parts diced tomato, orange juice, perfect amount of orange juice. Pour that in, and then one of these of water. All right, done with that can. Next, we're gonna take a spice blend, which I'm giving you the measurement for it, but this spice blend is not just supposed to be used for ribs. Like this is an all-purpose one. If you are doing steak, pulled pork, anything you feel like, this spice blend is for you. Now we're gonna take about half of it. We're gonna kind of dump it in there. That's about half. You'll find out later in the video why we're only doing half. While that's in there, we're gonna go ahead and kind of mix this around so everything's kind of even in it. Look at that color. It's how you're gonna get flavor in here. The next step, like always when handling raw meat, is wash your hands again. All right, hands are washed. I can actually successfully touch things. Because the next step, oven preheated at 325. Always remember, it's preheat. We're gonna seal this bad boy up with some aluminum foil so it can sit there and rest without getting disturbed. Now we're doing 325 because especially with ribs, key is slow and low. We want it to get nice and tender to be able to just fall apart easily. So now that I have it sealed nice and tight, we're gonna take it over here to the oven. We're gonna pop it on in. And we're gonna let it ride for an hour. In the meantime, you can use this to clean up after yourself for all the dishes and everything that you use, clean your surfaces, because we're handling raw meat. So use your time wisely. All right, and we're back. Pulled my ribs out at an hour. And you'll notice, being careful with tongs, because remember, hot things are hot. We're gonna take them, let some of that excess liquid drizzle off a little bit. Set that there. All right, next step, keep this separate. You'll find why here in a bit. These tongs are gonna come in handy because you're gonna take some of this excess seasoning you have. And we're gonna go on. The goal here, once you kind of get it out of the braising liquid, is we're gonna form a crust. And due to this, I kicked up the oven temperature to 375. I've got that preheating actually right now while I'm kind of seasoning my ribs. And you want to season it all over. If you get some on the pan, that's going to be perfectly fine. Just want to make sure you get it everywhere. Now, big thing when cooking it, you can re-season this top side a little bit, is you want it to be where the U is facing backwards from what I was talking about earlier. So you want the tip of it facing up, so you got that up there. All right, got my ribs ready. We're gonna go toss them in. And we're gonna let them sit here for about 20 minutes. Now, around 10 minutes though, I'm gonna take a peek in there. If it seems like everything's getting really dry in there, that's what you have this excess liquid for. Take a spoonful of it and just kind of drizzle it over top of it, and some of that braising liquid will kind of seep right back into it. So 20 minutes ideally, but keep an eye on it. All right, here we are with our ribs. It's been the 20 minutes. Around 10 minutes in, I took a spoon and I just ladled a little bit on there. Now, at that 10-minute mark, one thing you can do, and this is up to you, I'm a firm believer in let a nice spice blend go on it. That's whenever you can put some barbecue sauce and let it go in the oven. That is your choice. What I like to do, got a nice spice blend. You can take one of these nice racks without knocking the other one off the pan. We're gonna dunk it. Kind of like Italian beef. Up to the side. Find your bone. Cut around it if at all possible. There we are. Voila. Look at that bliss come out. Got some nice juice in there. I'm excited about this. Enjoy your ribs.